Hello and welcome again to RC Model Reviews. This is another regular slot I'm thinking of producing called the Mailbox, and it's really just what's arrived this week for review. Stuff I've ordered and has turned up, usually from China, but hopefully from other parts of the world as I get on with different types of products to review. But it's all FPV at the moment, isn't it? Everyone's loving the FPV series, so I've got some more FPV related products, and one of them is this. It's a mini DVR. I ordered this. It's quite an interesting device because a lot of people have said, how do you video your FPV sessions? And there's a video on the channel at the moment that shows me connecting up my video camcorder to the FPV receiver. But of course, not all modern camcorders have an easy way to record from an FPV receiver. A lot of it's gone HDMI, and it's all, you can't just plug an AV lead into the side of your camera anymore. These cameras are sort of moved beyond that. So what would be handy is to have a little box you could use to record your FPV session. And I'm hoping this is just the thing. Now, inside this little box, you get some instructions. It's not a review, I'm just going to show you what I'm going to review, little instructions. But the main thing is, inside here is this, lovely little box. Which way up does it go? This way. Now, I'll zoom in on this for you. It would be lovely to have a full-time cameraman, but I don't, so I'll just have to zoom in on it for you. There you go, there it is. It's a little box, got some buttons down here. It's got a whole lot of different connectors along the top here. And this little box here also has a little antenna. Eee, look at that. See, I'll move out so you can get it against the white behind me. See that? And it's a 5.8 gigahertz video receiver and a digital video recorder, and it has its own little LCD display. Now, how clever is that? So it's fully self-contained. It means that if you're flying FPV, you can give this to someone who wants to see what's going on. They can look at the FPV picture on the screen here. And if you want to, press a couple of buttons, you can record the signal that's coming down. But if you want to get longer, further away and so forth, it has AV input. So you can actually plug your FPV receiver or a split wire from your FPV receiver into here and record the proper, high intensity FPV signal, because this little antenna is not going to give you very much range. And if you're using circularly polarized antennas, you're going to get a much better result if you plug this into your FPV receiver through a splitter or whatever. So this is looking quite exciting, and I'll be reviewing that very shortly because it's a fine day today. Look, I'll switch to the outside camera. Hang on. Look at that. It's beautifully fine outside. Absolutely wonderful. What a rare sight this summer. There we go. Just switch back. So yeah, I'm really keen to get out there, get a lot of the stuff in the air, try it out. Anyway, this was about $100, a little over $100 I think. And I got this one from HobbyKing. Bought it from HobbyKing. And given the time of year, it actually came really quickly. I was quite surprised. I thought I'd be waiting weeks for that, but I wasn't. And what else have I got? Well, in this bag I have the Cyclops OSD return to launch system with GPS. It's a mouthful, isn't it? I think it's about $120. So inside the little bag you get a little piece of wire. But you get more than that. Wait, there's more. There's switches and buttons and leads. There is a tiny GPS receiver, and I'll show you all this again once they're reviewed in detail. There's a current shunt for tell you how much current you're drawing out of your battery. There is a main logic board which does all the hard work, and then there's this little infrared horizon sensor which basically enables the system to tell if your plane is banked and how far it's banked and so forth. So what happens here is you plug all your servos into this, you plug this into your receiver, you plug all these other bits in, and I'll show you how to do that later. I'll show you exactly how to do that. Plug all these wires in somewhere, and you'll notice there's no instructions with it. You've got to download those off the internet. It's not too much of a big deal. But yeah, basically it does pretty much the same job as this, the FYTech FY31AP, and I've already reviewed the 21AP, worked brilliantly well, saves your model if you fly at a range or something goes wrong. The 31AP is the next version of the 21AP, so I'm going to be reviewing this, and I'm going to compare it to this, because this is about twice the price, maybe even more than twice the price of this. So we'll see what you get for your money, where the value lies. Now this is infrared horizon sensing, this is inertial control with gyros and accelerometers. So two different approaches to the same problem. Obviously, for less than half the money, this isn't going to be as feature-filled as this, but we'll see how they compare in the real world. That's quite important. A lot of stuff on paper looks great, doesn't work, or it looks really crap and it works quite well. You never know until you try it, which is why I'm here, why I'm doing all the hard work for you. Now, what else did I get? And this little bag here is the first of the new cameras I'll be reviewing for FPV. Ta-da! It's very light. I chose this one. This is actually a CMOS camera. Most people go, oh, CMOS, that's crap. You should get a CCD. But reality is some of the CMOS cameras are pretty good now. This is a little CMOS, 14 grams, I think it weighs. Very light. It's actually going to be the next thing I try on the FPV backpack because it'll fit straight on there. Don't have to do any changes. It's just, I just glue it on where I glued the HobbyKing one on, and hopefully it's a 720 horizontal resolution, which is pretty damn fine. Hopefully it'll give us good results, but I'll do the video, I'll put it up, you'll be able to see for yourself, and I'll do it while the weather stays fine. What else have I got in my box today? Some non-FPV, oh no, I got some more of these UBECs, these little UBECs from HobbyKing, little 5 volt, 3 amp UBECs, which I've got for the backpacks, because I'm going to build up a few more backpacks. I'm going to try them out. And I got some ESCs. You can never go wrong having a spare ESC in the cupboard. And I thought I'd also do a feature on ESCs and, quite importantly, how to program the damn things. Because when you buy them, you plug them in, they go beep beep, and they work usually. There's no issues. But they've got little features you might not know about. You can change the timing. I'll tell you what timing is, what it means, and whether you need to change it or not. You can change whether it has a brake on it, so that when you pull the throttle down, will the propeller keep windmilling or will it stop? And why would you want to have a brake? And if you do want one, how do you turn it on? How do you turn it off? All those things I'll go through, and I'll show you how to do that using a transmitter or using one of these, which is a little programming wheel. And it's a little programming card, I suppose you call it, but this one's round. So you plug this in and you can set up all those different parameters very, very easily without waiting interminable lengths of time for the ESC to beep at you and pull the stick down at the right moment. So I'll go through, I'll cover all that anyway. So that's coming up. All in future videos. I also got a hold of AXN motors because, I mean, occasionally I do need to replace my AXN motors, and but they're also a damn fine general purpose electric motor. They're high kV, so you stick them on the front of a model or in the pusher configuration with a 5x5 prop or 5.5x5 prop, and they go like stink. 200 watts you can put into these. They really work well. So if you're building any little electric models, you should pick up some of these. They're quite cheap and they work so well. Excuse me while planes fly past outside. And that's about it for the mailbox today, I think. So that's the mailbox section. Every time I get a new box full of goodies, there were several boxes in this lot today. Got some from HiModel, some from HobbyKing. Every time I get boxes of goodies, I'll do a little video and show you what was in them, so you know what's coming up and you know what I'm working on. And if you've got any questions, you can ask them and I can include that in the reviews that I do. So all the stuff will be reviewed in the next week or two. And I hope you're looking forward to seeing it. Now I've got to get on because everyone's saying, oh, we want the backpack build video. So I've got to make a few changes to the backpack. I've got the little, I'm going to put another regulator on this little tiny board because some of these cameras prefer to run at less than 12 volts. So at the moment I've made a little dangly regulator that hangs down here, but I'm going to put that on the little main board there. So you'll have your a voltage output there. You'll be able to select 5, 6 or 9 volts to go to your camera because different cameras require different voltages. And by having it on there, it keeps it nice and light and all nicely compartmentalized. It's a big word for a day like today. Anyway, it's fine. I'm going to get on and I've got quite a few hours work ahead of me here. Thank you for watching. See you again real soon on RC Model Reviews.